1, 2, 3, and.
I want to welcome everybody to Real Talk, Real Change, where we have real conversation, real truth, and just enjoy each other. And I am so grateful to have my guest, Brittney Joyner, y'all. Brittney Joyner. And let me tell y'all, I have not known Brittney that long. I met Brittney on TikTok. Actually, I was following her, been following her journey.
Aw.
And it was just something about her that just really, I'm like, you know what, I got to get her on here with me.
Aw.
So I am so thankful, Brittney, that you took the time out of your busy schedule, because I know how it is. I know
Yes.
how it is.
Yes.
That you was able to join me. So just go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll just, I'll take you from there and we'll get started.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. First of all, thank you for having me. I'll tell you, I use TikTok as a part of my healing journey, to be honest. But I'm Brittney. I'm from Hampton, Virginia. I am a wife, a mom of 2 kids, a teacher at Kingsport Middle School. I teach health and physical education. I'm a minister at the Wordworks Worship Center. And I love life. I love to inspire people. I love to be happy. I love to smile. I don't like to be down often.
And I think that's that right there. When I just sat there one day and I just kind of watched you, you was doing a live, and I was thinking, you know what? It's like our spirits connected. So I was just like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get her.
Yes.
So listen, let's take it back a little bit. So let's go back to the moment when you first heard the words that you had breast cancer.
Well, I tell this story all the time. So I literally, routine, when you turn 40, you get your mammogram. And I literally was just like not thinking nothing of it. Matter of fact, it was spring break when I got it, and I was laying on the bed and I was like, I am not going, I'm relaxing. And then something was like, no, go get it to get it over with. You're healthy, you're fine. There's no cancer in my family. And so I get the mammogram. They say it's a little bit of dense, but it's probably nothing. So I go to my doctor's appointment because they want to do a biopsy. And I'm like, okay. So he comes in there and says, well, you know what? I don't think it's anything, Brittney. I think it's just something we're going to check off the list to say we did it, because it's the size of a pea, a pencil eraser, very small. They thought it was nothing. And so I was just like, okay, fine, So they do the biopsy. I'm good. I was at work and I was like, oh, I need to go and, get my results. And so as I go to the hospital, my husband called me and was like, Brittney, you're going to get the results for your biopsy? I'm like, yeah, it's not cancer. Why would I have cancer? That doesn't run in my family. No, right. It's nothing. I'm like, you're tripping. It's nothing. So I go in there, and as I'm walking into the hospital, true story, it's like the Holy Spirit almost showed me this vision of a table with some tissue on it. And I was like, hold up now, what's going on? So I'm walking in and I'm fine. They take me into a room with a table with a tissue box on it. So at this point, I'm like, hold up. Something ain't right. What's going on? Because this is not a doctor's office room. Like you would usually go to your doctor's office. And it was in a doctor's office. And so when I get there, all I hear was from the outside of the door, dang, her first mammogram? And I was just like, I still was in disbelief. He comes in, he just says, Miss Joyner, I am so sorry. It's breast cancer. I'm telling you, I had a ball in my throat. Like, the first words I said to him was, well, wait a minute, how long is this going to take to get over with? Because I'm a very busy woman. I said, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have so much stuff to do. I said, how long? I said, am I dying? Like, what's going on? And I was just in complete shock. And I was by myself. I had no one with me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was going to be my next question. Like, your emotions that surface, like fear, disbelief, anger, faith, all of it.
Well, I tell you this. I wasn't afraid. I was more angry. And if I could say I was more angry, it's because I am the type of woman, the mom, the friend that shows up. And I love God. People, I love God for real.
I know that's right.
Like my relationship with God is everything to me. Like I'm like, you my best friend. You know me in and out. And so I just remember being so angry with God, saying, like, why would you do this to me? Like you see me in the middle of the night cry. You see me go on the floor and go into prayer and war for others. You've seen everything that I've done, all the sacrifices, God. So why would you do this to me? Out of all people. And I'm telling you, I literally said, God, I am so angry at you. And I was like, I was mad. I was like, I can't believe you did this. I was more mad at God than anything else. The doctor, I just was like, I couldn't believe you did this to me. And you see me. You see what I go through. And I still hold my head strong. And you're going to put this on me? I said, God, how much more you want me to take? Like I take a lot. So why this? And I'll tell you this, how much I love God. I was sitting in my room on the floor, having one of these little moments by myself because, you know, a lot of times with women as moms, wives, we kind of, when we alone, we kind of have a little breakdown. When the kids come, you suck it back up, you fine with a smile.
Real quick.
Yeah, and I sat there. I remember sitting on the floor and I was so mad. And I said, God, this is unbelievable. Because I found out I was having to go through chemotherapy. And I was hoping I was just going to have to do radiation, but it wasn't that. It wasn't that. And I was so angry. And I looked over at my drawer and my husband was like, my drawer, something was wrong with my drawer, went shut all the way. So I just pulled my drawer out and my journal fell from 2022. It opened up to a page that I had wrote about Job. And it said, everybody talks about Job and all his victory, but nobody saw how upset and hurt Job really was. And I just started to read this, and it was like, it was just talking about how your pain, it was like your pain has to turn to worship. Like you have to worship your way through what you're going through. Like a lot of things were for the enemy to throw me off track. Like for me to be like, okay, but a lot. So it was like, I wrote in that journal, some things the enemy causes to pull you from God or it's going to pull you to God.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it was in that moment where I was just like, okay, God, I know I'm going to get through this. I know you see me. I wrote this 4 years ago. So it was for that moment. And that's just how much God loves us, because even when we're there in that moment of being angry, God's like, listen, sometimes he got to make a journal from 4 years ago, open up to show you that he has you. So yeah.
And I think too, when you have a relationship with God,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, the first initial, when you first hear about it, you'd be like, wait, what? Because I know for me, I was just like, wait, what? Like, no, what?
Yeah.
You know, then I had to get a grip because I had to know who I was. You know what I'm saying? And once I knew after the fact that, of course, I was crying and, you know, I did because I'm human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And talking to my mom and my sister and everybody, you know, my family and stuff. And then my mom was like, yo, you got to remember who you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it. And you definitely, it's different when you have a relationship.
It is.
It's different when you have that relationship with God and you're going through. Not to say you ain't going to feel something, but especially in that moment. In that moment. Yeah. So what challenged you the most during this journey, physically, emotionally, spiritually?
I would have to say me dealing with me.
Right.
I feel like cancer, you know, you can cover up a lot, you know, and I was a person who was kind of a people pleaser, and be honest with you. Like I did a lot of things to make people happy, but this was a season that I couldn't do it. It was almost like financially I was stripped because I wasn't working, you know. I couldn't leave my house often because it was, you didn't want to get sick. So there was just so much going on. But in this thing, it was like God was showing me some things about myself that I was like, hold up now. I thought I was there, God.
Yeah. Oh my girl.
I thought I was there, but then I started to see the ugly things about Brittney. Because what God will do is strip you of some things so he can show you.
Yes,
because he wants to deal with that first before he can even elevate you to the next level. God said, hold up. There's some stuff in you still. And I believe the cancer showed me some things about myself that was like, hold up. Before I can take you to where I really want to take you, let's deal with this here. Let's get rid of this right here, because this can affect your future. this can affect you. And so I think the thing is, I had a lot of people that disappeared during cancer, and that was hurtful. I will tell you the truth. Friends, I mean, people that were some of your closest friends, coworkers, you're just like, and I think people look at your strength and they say, well, it's Brittney. She's okay. But there were moments, a lot of moments, and you notice this, you didn't going through that chemo, you're not okay. Your body is aching, it's in pain, you can't get out of bed. And I still had to be a wife and a mom. My husband had to go to work. I had to get up and cook. I had to get up and do things. And and I was a person who doesn't like to ask for help.
Yeah. And it's amazing to me how many other women that I spoke to that been going through cancer or what have you, and have lost so many friends or people that they thought were friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That didn't show up, but they were always showing up for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I find that to be that's just terrible. I mean, I thank God for the village that I had. I can't really say that I had a whole bunch of people who didn't show up for me, because I've always been a private person anyways. But I always felt like I had a few people here, because I don't know that many people. I don't have like a huge group of friends. I have a very small circle, and I'm fine with that.
Me too.
But to just know that the ones that were there, they were there, but then there's some that, but you know what? One thing about it, I said, Lord, I thank you, because you said you'll never leave me nor forsake me, no matter what.
Yes. And I will say this, not to cut you off. It was my TikTok family, like my girl who's in here right now, Millie. There were my TikTok family, my breasty besties. Like we met online, and you guys are literally the people that got me through this. Like I get so emotional talking about my TikTok family. It's just like we built a community with each other, and we literally pour into each other. If we see each other having a bad day, like we're gonna send a message real quick. I met one of my closest friends. Her name is Leisha on TikTok. We went through the process at the same time. And we called each other on the phone. I was like, girl, you good? But we always kept it good. Like we always kept it positive. And we always said, we're never going to allow anything to see. Thank you, Millie, for the rose. That's Millie too, right there. Okay. Sister. That's a sister right there. So it's just amazing to have a village on TikTok, on social media. And I thank God for you and your platform and what you're going to do. I pray, and I just thank God. I know He's going to do some wonderful things in your life. He's going to do some wonderful things, because you don't know who you come across, and you got to just keep going. And you've inspired me. I'm telling you.
And you know what? And I received that from you, because I have always been the type of person. I don't share my business like that. I don't put myself online, and you can never pay me to get on Facebook or nothing, to go live or nothing.
And look at you.
But let me tell you, it wasn't nobody but God, because when I started this, when I found out what happened and what was going on, the diagnosis and everything, and then as I began to get healed, as He healed me, and He was like, I need you to share what I did for you, so other people know that He's no respecter of person. If He healed me, He can heal you too. And that's why I do what I do, and I love doing it, and I love having different people. Now I let Him lead me to who I should have on here. I don't go picking randomly people.
Right.
It's people that He leads me to.
Wow.
And I'm just grateful, to be able to share my platform with women like you and other women, and I even have men on here. So girl, I just give God the praise.
Listen, people don't, I think people don't understand the journey. Like, I don't know about for you, but for me, it was just like, it was bittersweet. I'm telling you, I appreciate the journey of cancer and what I went through. I just didn't know how strong I was. And And I just didn't know how much, one time I preached a sermon, and in the sermon I was talking about how Job was talking about being considered. Jesus considered, have you considered my servant Job? And I was telling the congregation, I'm like, we always want to be considered for things like awards, for any type of event that you're receiving something. So, oh God, can you consider me? Can you consider me? But nobody wants to be considered when you got to go through and you got to go through. But I told the church, I never forget it. I said, you're not being punished. You're just being considered. I said, God is doing something bigger in you. And he just considered, it's because he trusts you with pain. And God said, can I trust you with some pain? What you going to do with that pain? Are you going to take that pain and are you going to bleed on other people, leaving a stain that can't be erased? Or are you going to take that pain and use your platform and show others how they can make it through the season?
That's it right there. That is it.
Yeah. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. Hey, sister.
I think it's just awesome, it is a lot. You do it depend. I believe that for me, I know that it was I had to go through what I went through.
Yes.
Because had I not go through what I've gone through, I wouldn't be where I am today, because I was more or less like, I'm not even gonna lie, because this is real talk.
Yes,
I was like where I was comfortable.
Oh yeah.
I was comfortable. I was comfortable. I love the Lord. I trusted God, everything. But I was here and there and study here and there. But you know what I'm saying? But girl, this right here got my attention.
Listen,
girl, it changed me completely. I have a girl. You could not pay me not to trust him. You
come on.
You cannot pay me not to, because I've seen what he's done.
Come on. I'm trying to tell you, when I talk about seeing what he has done, I went from this income of having this big income and I have not missed nothing, not missed a beat. My son still have same opportunity. I be like, God, and my health? Like, I'm going to share a testimony. I went and got a procedure done. And listen, hey, Millie, I went to go get a procedure done. And I said, I'm getting this procedure because I do not want to ever have cancer in my life again. I got the sleeve done. And I said, so I'm going to tell you how God is. I don't know why I did it. I was on the bed. It was a random thing. And I said, I'm just going to get this sleeve surgery. I don't know why. I never want cancer again, but I didn't qualify really for it because I wasn't like overweight.
Right.
But I was like, maybe because I had the cancer, maybe, they'll do something. Do you know when they did my sleeve procedure that they found a tumor in the portion of my stomach that they cut off?
My God.
You got to speak things about your mouth. I said, I never want cancer. I didn't know that there was cancer in my body. And they said the way to get rid of that cancer is by removing it. That's all you had to do. I said, God, blow my mind. God, that's why you got to speak those things. Speak positive. Speak things over yourself. I didn't know why I was doing that. I said, God, why am I doing this? This don't make sense. But see, what God is about to do in this season is things that don't make sense. Come on. He doing things that don't make sense. And we got to just trust him. Even it's like, God, what, you want me to move? You want me to do this? What? Trust God. He's in this season not making sense. I believe that. Yeah, and thank you, Ken. I got my girl. Listen, I got my girl Kendra up here. She was such a blessing to me. That's a friendship I got during this journey. I want to shout her out because do you know she sent me cash apps and food. Make sure I ate after every chemo.
Awesome.
A blessing. Yes.
Awesome. That's awesome. So, I got some questions. So
come on.
So, where did you find strength on days you felt completely depleted? Like you was just like, ugh.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not just the real talk, and I love God and all. He's my all in all. Let's be clear. But some days I was like,
I know, okay. Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you, I found a lot of strength in my son. My son is probably one of the most sweetest, most caring, compassionate kids. I would be in the bed not feeling good, and he would look at me and be like, Mom, you know how strong you are. Mom, you're almost finished. Mom, keep going. He said, Mom, you know what? Chemo should be afraid of you. He constantly would see it. And it's like he had discernment, like he knew. And he would just come sometimes in the bed and lay with me, be on his phone. He's 11 years old. He'd be on his phone. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of my strength, I would look at him and I would say, like, wow, Carter, thank you for I think God just gave me my son to he just was there for me in ways that other people, and I'm just like, and he still thrived, y'all. He thrived. He in 6th grade, he was in the National Junior Honor Society. He's going to the University of Baltimore. He still strived when mama was going through. And I said, God, so a lot of my strength came from my son, my family, my mom, my dad. I'm blessed. My husband, he sacrificed a lot for our family. And I mean, he's out working right now. Sometimes 12-hour days, sometimes 20-hour days. So
yeah, I understand that because I've been out of work now about almost a year and a half now.
yeah. Oh wow, yes. So
When you was talking about that other day, I was like, I'm right. That's what I said, I'm right there with you because I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, did your faith change during this journey, or did it deepen? Did you wrestle, or grow differently? You wrestled.
I wrestled. If I can be honest with you, when I was first diagnosed with cancer, I was very numb. I didn't even realize I was numb though. I was doing things that were out of character for me. This is just the real talk. Things that just weren't me. I didn't realize I was numb. I went through chemotherapy sometimes and I was recording myself. And it's almost like I don't even remember going through treatment. And I didn't realize how numb I had gotten at one time. I was so low. I would cry. And then I would get up here and encourage others. And I'm like, but my phone was dry. I had nobody encouraging me. It was hard. I would tell you, you notice this. I live my life to encourage, but that thing was hard. Yeah. I had those moments where I was just a little depressed and nobody knew. I suffered silently. And, but what I would do was I would just turn my worship music on, literally. I would turn my once I realized, so see, the problem is I was telling my daughter this the other day. I said, I said, Kayla, a lot of times when there's a problem, I said, if there's if the roof is leaking, I said, you can't fix that problem until you understand where the leak is coming from. Yeah. And not only that, until you acknowledge it. Because a lot of times we don't want to acknowledge. What we've been through, what we're going through, and what's happening. And so we kind of just go through the motions of it, And that's how I even found myself in ministry with church. I felt like I was just kind of, because I don't like to say step down, but I stepped aside from youth ministry during the process. And that was the hardest decision for me ever. I love my youth in my church. I love just doing what I do. But I was so exhausted and so tired. I remember doing an event at the church, and I was and I had treatment that same day. But people just don't know everything you do. But I had treatment, but I knew that there was an event and I did not want to cancel on those children. And I said, okay, I'm going to do this. I was sick as a dog and no one knew. Wow. And I just said, God, I know that I have an awesome youth leadership team, and shout out to them. They just came through and just took the youth and just took over, because I was like, I can't do it right now. But it's just things like that hurt, because I didn't want to ever step down from youth ministry. I love it, but when God said you got to have this season for you to heal, I'm in a healing season and I love it, true healing. I ain't talking about that basic surface healing. I'm talking about God heal you from the inside. Yes. And deliver you for some things, like I told you that you didn't know you was dealing with. But when God starts to deal with you, and he started to strip back the layers. I could talk about it all day long. But what God did for me during this season, you can't make me doubt him ever.
Girl, no two ways about him.
Listen, you can't make me doubt him. Y'all, people can say whatever they want to say. That's fine. That's clean. That's good for you. But as for me in this house, come on. We gonna serve the Lord. Not only serve, we're gonna believe in him. And we're going to be intentional. I learned about being intentional. I look back at times at how I wasn't intentional with people. This is what God began to show me. He said, Brittney, you weren't always intentional with people. Now look at you. So I don't never fault the people who weren't there. I just say, I remember me. I love people. But sometimes people are going through things now, just send like a little basic, hey, well, I'm praying for you, prayer hands. But now, now what I do, somebody call my phone and say they're going through, they need some prayer. Baby, I get on that phone, we're going to pray.
Right then
We're
and
going to
there.
talk.
That's it. Yep. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Girl, that's it. That
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Girl, that's it.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it. Being intentional. Like, it's simple.
It is. It is. So, what have you discovered about yourself that you might have not learned otherwise?
Oh, that's a tricky question. Okay, I learned, first of all, one thing I learned about myself is that I am a little stubborn. I didn't know that. And I'm a little bossy, which my kids, see, I didn't know that. So people, and a little spoiled. So people would say that my mom, you say, oh, you just so, I have three brothers. Oh, you're so spoiled. You're so spoiled. But in a good way, not in a bad way.
Right, right.
Not in a bad way. Just kind of like with like attention and because you're by yourself. So I'm like, hello, anybody here? And so my kids would be like, oh Lord, here come mom. Here she comes. She calm down. I'm like, I know. I was doing a phone check on my son's phone, and I saw that him and his sister would talk about me one day. I said, no, they not. Oh, good. Is that mom downstairs stopping? I said, I know they are not talking about me like this. But I learned that, things about me, like I was saying before, I need to be more intentional. I learned that, it's okay to cry.
Yes, yes.
That's the biggest lesson. If I can say it, it's okay to cry. Because I used to not cry for anything. I was so strong, like I got this.
Wow.
And one of my friends was like, yo, it's okay to cry, right? And then I just started crying. I just became so much more like aware. And I mean, I'm telling you, like I cried so much but it was like now I'll be in public and like people talking to me and I may start tearing up, but it's more inspirational. But I was a person who you didn't see me cry often. Like, no. But I learned now that it's okay and that it's not a weakness. It's not a weakness.
So, how has this journey reshaped the way you view life, time, and purpose? Girl,
I enjoy life. I tell you,
Day.
I learned number one, I learned how to say no.
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Number two, I decided that Brittney is going to have a healthy balance because a lot of I'm gonna tell you this. This is the truth. I was church. I lived, breathed, ate, sleep, drink, everything was church, and get up, church. And I learned that, Brittney, you have to have a healthy balance where it's okay sometimes to take a break. Not from church, not from God, but just to take a break and enjoy yourself, your life. I poured so much into other people that I neglected myself.
Yeah, that you needed it. Yeah.
I neglected myself. And I'm learning in this season that it's okay to say no. It's okay if you can't show up to things.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's okay, but I was a person who was, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to da, 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 da. And now I'm just at the point of my life where it's like, God, it's okay. Like Brittney's going to, we look for so much for other people to pour into us. But listen, you let God pour into you, and then you be you for you. How about that?
Absolutely.
I said, I want to be me, how I am others to myself. And I started to love Brittney for real. Like, I didn't realize, to be honest with you, I felt like we do self-abandon ourselves. I didn't realize that there were parts of me I just didn't love about myself. Like, I just neglected. Like how do you take care of others and then don't? This was a wake-up call. And it's not that I didn't love myself, because I do. But it was almost like I neglected me. And so now I do more. I go out more with my friends. I go out with my husband, my kids. I spend more time. I would tell you, my son told me this. I never forget. I was doing an event at church, and he said to me, Mommy, I feel invisible.
Oh yeah, that had to hit you hard right there.
Because the kind of mother I am.
Yeah.
But also as a minister, you pour into so many people 24/7. And I remember why he felt invisible. There was a little event we were doing at church, and he wanted to play with one of the things. But I told him, I said, baby, can we let these other kids, because, they're, but we'll do this at home, okay? And he wanted to feel like he was a part of it. And he felt left out. And he was like, I just feel invisible. But not only did my son say that to me, my husband said that to me.
Wow.
And that's when I realized that I had to start putting my family.
Yeah, you had to.
When I'm talking about a healthy balance, I ain't talking about going out partying, smoking, drinking, all that. I ain't talking about that. I'm just talking about
Right.
a healthy balance where you enjoy your family, you enjoy your life, and that you have to. God wants us to have a healthy balance, you know. And so I think that was a lot with me during this journey that it has changed for me. Like it's just like if we wake up and it's like, hey, we gonna have some church here on Sunday at the house as a family. You know, my husband works every day. You know, so it's kind of like sometimes I want to just make sure I pour it back into my family, and also why doing that for myself.
Right. No, that's awesome. You
Yeah.
know, is there a lesson or a truth? Okay, is there a lesson or truth this season has etched in your heart?
Hmm. A lesson or a truth? I mean, it's been so many. I'm trying to think of a good one. A lesson? Complete the assignment. I had to, I'm going to tell you, complete the assignment, complete the things that God has called you to do. And when it's done and when it's over, you don't question God, but always complete the assignment. And that was the last sermon I preached back when I was doing the 7 sayings. And I tell you this, when I tell you that you can't make me doubt him, and I say God is real, I woke up, Holy Spirit, I was working on the last 7 sayings, and mine was it is finished. That was it. And you know, to be honest, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You know what I said? I said, God, I really don't want to do this because every time I tell you yes, something happened. That's where I was at. And I was like, God, I love you, but I haven't preached in like almost a year now. And I was like, you know, but I'm going to do it. But I said, God, every time I give you a yes, something comes sneak around, you know? And so literally I was going to ring the bell for radiation. And I had a doctor's appointment. So I was ringing the bell for radiation on a Monday. On Wednesday, I had a doctor's appointment. I went to the doctor's appointment on Wednesday after radiation that morning. I went upstairs and it was an OBGYN oncology. They did an MRI just to check my ovaries to make sure they were good because they're kind of enlarged. And so, you know, the results look good. All my marker test was good. No ovarian cancer, nothing like that, according to the markers. I get there with the doctor. The doctor looks at me. This was on a Wednesday. I was preaching that night. Okay. I was ringing the bell on that following Monday for radiation. I go upstairs. The doctor looks at me and says, we have to give you a hysterectomy. I said, I said, whoa. I said, hold up. I said, that's not even what we discussed. How did we get here? I'm just trying to finish the cancer journey. I'm just about to ring my bell. And now you're telling me that I know he gave me the date, April 13th. He said, we're going to do the surgery and give you a hysterectomy. I cried in the office. And I always try to be strong. I cried in that office because I'm like, this is too much. And I said, here you go. God, I gave you my yes. I done gave you my yes. So let me tell you what happened. That night, I went to bed and I kept hearing a number in my head. As I said, I'm a dreamer. I dream a lot. So I was dreaming and I kept hearing this number. Holy Spirit said, get up. And I just could not get up. I was fighting my sleep. I had a number. I got that number. I turned to my Bible, that number. And on that page, you can't make me doubt them. It was, so on this, you know, you're on the screen this way. So my Bible was on this page and this page. On the page where I landed to, I was reading about the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So I was like, well, why are you showing me the resurrection of Jesus? Like, okay. As I looked over, there was my word. It is finished. Wow. On the same page, on the page right beside it, they were parallel to each other. And God began to show me something. He said, you know what, Brittney? He said, let me tell you something. He said, I had to show you the resurrection before the suffering. He said, because you've been through a lot. And he said, but I got to show you, so did Jesus. He went through a lot of stuff, right? And he said, but I'm going to show you the resurrection before the suffering. He said, because when I show you the resurrection, you're going to understand what you go through. That's temporary. But what I'm about to resurrect in you, your life, your new life. Can't no man mess with that. He said, can't no man mess with that. He said, so go ahead and suffer for a little bit. Because if you suffer with me, you're going to reign with me. He said, go ahead and just suffer for a little bit. But I already showed you the promise. He said, I showed you the promise. And he told me when I preached the word, tell the church, you may have to suffer, but God is about to resurrect everything you thought that died. He said, I'm telling you this. He said, complete the assignment. I laid in that bed on that Wednesday, did not want to get up after getting that news. You want me to go preach? And he told me, I'm still going through cancer journey. You want me to go preach? And he told me I got to get a hysterectomy in 2 weeks. Wow. I said, can't do it. I lay in that bed and cried. My husband called and said, what's wrong? I said, no. He said, how was your appointment? I said, I don't want to talk about it. My daughter, mom, I swear, I want to talk. My mom, everybody called me. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to tell. The only person I talked to was my best friend, Gemini, who's on here today. And I told her briefly. I didn't even tell her. I said, pray for me. I told no one what I went through. Nothing. And do you know, I had to complete that assignment. I got up there, I preached. And when I preached, there was a move of God that happened. I preached and literally collapsed on it because I gave everything of me. Right. And the enemy was trying to stop me. I tell you this testimony where you got to complete the assignment. Do you know, when I went back to my doctor's office, to my chemo doctor, she looked at me and said, why are you getting a hysterectomy? I said, well, the oncologist said I need to. She said, I'm going to refer you to VCU hospital. This is after I preached. And I said, okay. She referred. See how much the enemy tried to attack? Oh my God. But I thank God. You can't make me doubt him. She said, I'm going to do a referral for VCU. I go to VCU. They look at the MRI. The whole imaging of the MRI changed. My God. She said, where the doctor said, this cyst, what is 10 centimeters. She said, these are the smallest things that ever been. You don't need knee surgery. You don't need a hysterectomy. She said, I don't know if the imaging changed. I don't know. I can't explain it. But she said, you don't need a hysterectomy. She said, this is the smallest. This man told me this is the biggest the cyst ever been. This is the biggest. I go, not even a month later, the same imaging. And they say, you don't need a hysterectomy. You actually are good. Turned around. She said, we're going to do genetic testing. My grandma died. She died of ovarian cancer. So let me tell you this. Came back, genetic testing, fine. I don't even have a gene in my body. I don't have a gene. So what I say all this for is to complete the things that God has called you to do. I don't care how hard it is. You could be sitting there. I was crying my eyes out in that doctor's office. Nobody was there for me but God. He sees us. He saw me. He saw me. And I said, God, how you want me to pour into people? And I'm just hurting. And nobody knows. They just keep smiling and saying, we're praying for you. Do you need? And I was like, do you need anything? Do you need anything? Yeah, I need a lot. Right. Right. I need a lot, y'all. Yes, I need a lot. But I'm not going to say it. And I said, but God, I'm going to get up and do it. And I tell you, God is so faithful. He's so faithful.
That's awesome, girl. That's awesome.
Can't doubt
Complete it.
Yeah, complete the assignment. Complete it. Assignment. Yeah, just complete the assignment because you don't know what's on the other side of that. You don't know what's on the other side of that assignment. And I said, God, he gives us tests, right? Not just give us a testimony, but he gives us tests because that's how we win.
That's it. Absolutely.
That's how we win.
Absolutely.
We win.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So where are you now in your journeys?
I ring my final bell August the 14th. Okay. So my breast cancer, I was HER2 positive. So that means, you have to have the infusion treatment for a whole year. So I'm done with chemo. I'm done with radiation. So I just do my infusions every 3 weeks. And they're not too bad. Just that day you may be a little tired or a little tired that weekend a little bit, but they're nothing like the chemo treatments. Like you can function with those. So yeah, I'm done forever. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, I'm going to speak it. I'm done with that cancer forever. On August the 14th, I'm ringing that bell. I'm going back to work. Yes.
Girl, that's what I said. I was like, Lord, you said who the Son has set free.
It's free. Hello, husband. My husband says hello.
Hey. It's free indeed. So, and I said, Lord, I'm free. I am free of cancer.
Listen, and that's what I say.
Never to return again.
Never, ever, ever. You got to speak those things. Speak those things over your life.
Yes. I mean, and it's not just speaking it, but you got to believe it.
Here it is. Come on.
You got to believe what you say.
You got to believe. It's a lot of lip service be going on for me. And I look at it, I watch a lot of lip service. But you got to really believe it. Let me tell you what the Lord told me. I was taking my walk the other day. It's like I love walking because that's what I hear from the Holy Spirit. Literally said to me, I'm walking, he said, don't be bitter. He said, be bold.
Oh, yes. I remember you said that. Yes, girl.
I said, Lord, he said, life can make you leave you bitter. But he said, instead of being bitter, be bold. Look what you're doing. Look what you could have been bitter about what happened to you, but you took that and said, nah, I'm going to be bold and I'm going to start my podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. Bitterness leaves a sour, nasty taste in your mouth. Your delivery, when you delivering something to a person, you bitter, you nasty.
Yeah.
You can say the same message like, hey, how you doing? Or hey, how you doing? It's your delivery. But God says, don't be bitter. Be bold in this season. Be bold. Be bold in the things I called you to do. I use this platform, what you went through, to encourage others, like you're doing now. Giving a platform to others. Be bold. Don't be bitter. Don't be bitter about what happened to you. Be bold about it. Say, okay, I got this.
And I tell people all the time, because I know some people be like, I said, yeah, I was diagnosed, but I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the diagnosis. I'm thankful and people look at me like, how would you be thankful? I'm thankful because God has shown me so much and has brought me to such a totally different level in Him.
Yes.
If I not gone through it,
yeah,
would have been where I was. Before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for what I've gone through.
Me too. I'm so thankful.
I know that He is preparing me. He is preparing me for something greater.
He is.
Girl, that's why He's preparing me for something greater.
I feel it.
He's still writing my story. Come on.
And I feel it. Yeah. I feel it. I just told one of the young adults at my church, and I told her, she said she was feeling low. I said, no. Baby said, no. I said, this is not isolation. This is preparation. Girl, I told her, I said, what if God was doing making a new recipe? Come on, what if He was trying to do something new in you? I said, there's the different ingredients. So sometimes God got to take certain ingredients out. Yes. Or a baker got to take certain ingredients out. Because he said, I can't use that in this new recipe. Don't require that the old thing. This is something new. So yeah, sometimes God got to take some things away. Come on. Because the recipe that He's baking up in your life is so much bigger and better. Come on. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Come on. He's doing something new, and we're still sitting here questioning why I ain't got 2 eggs in my macaroni and cheese. This macaroni and cheese recipe, I need 8. No, maybe you don't need none of this macaroni and cheese. Maybe God is doing something better to give you a better taste, to give you something better. But we're stuck in our, like you said, being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Complacent. And God wants to do something different. He wants to do something new. He wants to do something different in us. And so I believe it's just preparation, because God is baking up something so good. It's going to leave a sweet taste.
Girl, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready and I'm waiting.
Yes.
So, what would you say to someone who was just like diagnosed today?
Oh, that's my thing right there. The number one thing I tell them is you're going to be okay. That's always my first thing. I said, you're going to be okay. And it's all about your attitude. When you're going through anything in life, about your attitude, how you handle it. I tell them, take your time. It's not take it day by day. Sometimes it's minute by minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's minute by minute, and it's changed. But my main thing I try to tell people is that it's going to be okay. And then don't listen to everybody. You sure? I heard sour sap 1,000 times. I had my sour sap, but Lord, I heard sour sap, all these things. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I just say, be careful of the conversations you entertain, the people you let to speak over you and in you. Like, you got to be careful of the circles you go in this season of your life, and then connect with other sisters like us, who've been through the journey. I thank God for my sisters who've been through the journey. I have a good sister from church, Sister Monica, and she has really been there to support me. Like, I was the first one I probably cried to with, because she understands the journey. So I would say connect. Attitude, you're going to be okay. It's your attitude, how you handle this thing, knowing that you can do it, be positive, and then connect with other women who are positive, who have been through this same journey. Connect with those women as well. And that's how, yes.
Yeah, that makes a difference. And although I didn't experience, it wasn't breast cancer for me. Mine was, it was like multimyeloma. So it was like my bones and stuff like that. So it was different. But the thing about it is, at the end of the day, cancer was cancer no matter
Cancer
what.
is cancer. Cancer is cancer.
I still had I had radiation, but that was because I had the mass that was on my bone, part of my bone in the back. And then is when I actually after that is when I found out that I had the multimyeloma. So then I had to start then I had to start that, and and I thank God even for that, because going through that, I was just getting, I won't say I was just, but I just had to go for a shot. I was getting a shot like twice a week, and then I have a pill that I was taking. And yeah, of course, chemo is chemo no matter what. It's going to affect your body no matter what.
Okay, what kind of thing? This is what me and my good friend Leisha was talking about today. Some people say I was just in radiation. It all affects us.
It still does.
Everything, every part of it. You go through that journey and it affects you mentally.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Mentally.
Your body, because my body was like, wait, what is going on?
Like, tired, sore, everything.
I'll never forget one day I came home and I had just had the shot. I had just had it. It was a Friday, and I had my shot. And I came home, and it really didn't. It normally didn't start to hit me until maybe like 3 or 4. I never forget. Girl, I got into bed like at 4, maybe 4 o'clock, and didn't wake up the next morning until like 8 in the morning.
They used to scare me.
In the morning, I was just like, and my body just felt like it just felt so weak, and I was just like, Lord, what is going on? But girl, I was just like, I said, Lord, you said I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I need to get up and just to walk to the bathroom.
I'm gonna tell you, that's the number one thing for me, was that I would be so sleepy. It was almost like I needed somebody here with me, to like just be there with me, because my son was here, and you would fall asleep, you couldn't get up. It's like that medicine, everything, it was just 8 hours. You didn't even know it was 8 hours gone by. You're in the bed asleep. And it's like, oh my goodness, did my son eat? Because my husband has to work, my daughter works. And I would be like, because my daughter's older, and I would be like, wait, did he eat? And that's when I love my parents. My support system is awesome. My parents would come and pick him up, because I told them, y'all, after treatment, sometimes I can't. It's like I sleep and can't get up.
Girl, it's a lot.
People don't know. People just don't get it. They don't understand.
And I thank God though, because for me in the beginning, it was, but as my body got used to it, I would still get tired, but not like them that first couple months. Because because I was taking myself to my appointments and everything.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, Lord, I got to get back home.
Listen. Same. I remember when I lost my hair, my husband, it's like the strength. I started losing my hair, and I went in the bathroom and just shaved it myself. He came home and said, baby, you shaved your hair? I said, yeah, I did it myself. I didn't want to deal with that's what I'm talking about, the mental aspect of it.
I didn't, girl, I always have a shortcut anyways, always.
You look good, girl. That's what mine look like. Look, go to this thing. That's what mine look like. I love it though, girl. Listen, it be hot sometimes. I be right out there just boom.
Girl, I love it. And that was one thing she told me. She said, well, you don't have to worry about, she said, because it's not going to take your hair off. And I took off my hat. At the time I had on a baseball cap.
You was like, you ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about it.
You're short anyways. So that wasn't an issue for me. But I understand how, just being in this community with all these other women, and how that was like huge for a lot of women.
Yeah.
Big.
I met one. I've met so many wonderful people, like, Miss Millie in this chat. She walked. Y'all go follow her too, by the way. Millie, she's awesome. But I literally met so many women. I met this young girl. She had to be 28. She saw me and she hit me up, and she just was worried about, like, they tell me, am I going to get pregnant? Am I going to have a baby one day? Because, like, I can't for 5 years, and I'm 28. And I'm like, girl, you're going to be okay. You're going to be just fine. You're going to have a baby. And that's the kind of person I am. You're going to have a baby. You're going to have a baby. You're going to be fine. You're going to get through this. Don't worry about this, okay? You're going to be just fine. And I think these are the things, like, I remember I lost my eyebrows. Oh my Lord, my eyelashes. I remember looking at them like they still kind of in. I used to look at them and be like, oh my Lord, I look like a Martian, like an alien. Like it, people don't understand that getting up out the house, I think for me was actually really hard sometimes because I didn't feel pretty. I felt like I looked weird. Like I felt like, who is this person? I don't know who that lady is. Like that does not look like me. And I'm not even just talking. The hair, I would say this, the hair is the least of the, for me, it was the least. The hair coming out.
Yeah.
It was my eyelashes and my eyebrows. I was like, I would look in the mirror and be like, who is this person? Like the hair, women we throw wigs on whatever, but them eyebrows and eyelashes, and I tried to draw one on. One was up here, one was down here. At my eyelash, just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I always wear a hat, so you had to worry about that. You had to worry about it.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Girl, you look good though.
Thank you. We both look good, girl.
You look good, girl. So God is good. God is
Yeah.
so good.
Hey,
And
Vaughn. I love
I'm
you.
so glad that I had a chance to get you on here and just to talk and for you to just share your journey because, like I said, so many women, are going through and not even so much with the breast cancer journey, but just your words of encouragement since you've been on here. I think it's awesome, and I know people are going to be blessed because of course. I'm gonna post this on my Facebook page too as well. So, but I'm so glad that you had the chance to come on here.
Me too.
To me, I appreciate it.
I am excited. Thank you so much. And we're gonna connect. We need to do this again.
Yes, we definitely will. With having you back, girl. Listen, because I need people that's encouraging and and have a word, girl. Listen, I feel like you need a collection plate.
That's funny. Hey, son. Look, my son is saying, hey. Hey, son.
I'm so glad. And I love doing it on TikTok. Only thing about TikTok sometimes is, girl, they'll send you a thing like, they only give me like an hour when I do my live.
Really? I know. And all my people, thank y'all, everybody who joined the live on both ends. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, my nephew Vaughn. Hey, Vaughn and Gemini, my best friend, Miss Smith. Y'all are so sweet. God bless y'all.
Awesome. I'm glad that they all showed up for you. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
In there for you. But Brittney, I thank you, hun, so much for taking the time out to be on Real Talk, Real Change, girl.
Yes. Thank you for having me. I look forward to your big studio coming up.
Girl, I received listen.
Touching and agree, yes.
Girl, because I know God is up to something.
Absolutely.
I'm ready for it.
Yes. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, girl. I love you, and I'm definitely gonna have you come back.
Thank you so much. I love you too.
All right, honey. You have a blessed evening, and we'll talk again soon.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.